Buongiorno beautiful people, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. I have just finished cooking and I'm about to eat this pasta with sort of like zucchini noodles and prawns. I never tried this recipe, so I'm really curious to know whether I like it or not, but I thought today I would treat myself with some fresh prawns, which are basically the same as treating myself to gold because they basically cost the same. But yeah, how are you? It's obviously Saturday. Hopefully I will be able to upload this afternoon, but I just wanted to chat with you a little bit. I wanted to bake some protein cookies and show you some really good exercises for the bum that I've been doing lately that I found on TikTok, and I tried them on and I was like, yes. So I wanted to show you that. But first of all, yeah, so how are you? How's it going? I am slowly getting worse and worse at this whole lockdown thing. I am exhausted, I am down. I'm really busy, as I've said in my latest video where I updated you with everything that has happened lately. But I don't know, I'm just struggling so much and I miss being able to, I don't know, just go out for a drink. Not necessarily with friends, but just like even me and my partner, just be able to go out on a date or just go to a museum or to London, just do something else than staying at home all day. And I don't know. I hope that you guys are better at this whole lockdown thing, that maybe you have already scheduled down to the T everything that you're doing every day and you do something to cheer you up or to learn something maybe, I don't know, but I hope that you are managing this better than I am, because I'm seriously drowning, and that's why pasta is my best friend right now. It's actually a really good recipe. Also, sorry if I have some parsley on my teeth at some point while I eat. I apologize. But yeah, I got this new merch from Uneractive. I got the hoodie and I got already the, where's the logo? There you go. The sports bra, which was the thing that I got the wrong size last time. And I got the new bra with the new back. So I will show you this in a minute. And I'm just literally in my leggings, ready for a workout, because that's the only way for me to work out lately. If I don't wear the leggings from the second I showered in the morning, it's almost impossible I work out. So I've learned to trick myself and to just straight on jump into my active wear so that I can straight away work out when I have a minute. But yeah, so my partner, he's not at home right now. He's just had to go to the hospital to check on a possible fracture that he has. But apparently it's all good, so that's, you know, good news. He's gone there and I'm literally going to make him disinfect every single piece of clothing and every single piece of his skin before he comes home, because there's no way he's bringing the coronavirus home. So that's why he's there and I'm just like eating alone. But besides that, yeah, we've been really busy trying to find a house to buy. We went to the viewing, so the last time I did a video was actually getting ready to go to the house, to the first viewing ever. And it was really good. We did like the house, but the problem is that the amount of work that it needs to make it not only livable for us to move in, because somehow the condition that the house is in is just appalling. Yeah, I don't know, we would have to do so much, and then to sell it again for a profit, or even to sell it in a few years. The structural work as well that it needs. I think the roof needs to be completely redone, and other structural things like that that you can't really not do them, makes it so that I don't know if it's going to be viable. So I don't know, it was really fun to do as a first house. It was really fun and we were very excited, and we haven't scrapped it yet, so we haven't said 100% no to this property yet. We're waiting to see the other ones and sort of like compare and see which one makes more sense for what we want to do. But if we were big enough, and if that was then possible to be our house long term, I would 100% say yes, because it's in a beautiful street. The house outside, it looks, you know, it's not too modern, but it's updated enough that it looks cute. And I don't know, just the outside looks super cute, and the area where it's in is near some schools and all that. So if it was a longer term house and if it had one extra bedroom, then I personally would have 100% said yes, because we could have moved in and start saving to do all the works that needs to be done. But because we're trying for a property for hopefully staying there only 2 years or so and then sell it and then move to our forever or longer term property after, then I don't know, it doesn't make much sense. But yeah, so next weekend we're going to see more properties and we're going to try to see whether it's going to be quick, in the sense that if we believe that nothing else is going to put it in the market for a few months or for, you know, quite a long time, then we might decide between what we've seen so far, and if not, we will just decide to wait a little bit longer. I don't know. It's a little bit of a tricky situation because we want to obviously make the right decision and not rush into it, but on the other hand, I know that not everyone thinks at it like that, but we are basically losing money every single month in our rent, in the sense that when we get a mortgage, we will pay that money, but we will technically pay in our own pocket, because once we sell the house, then that money will get back to us. Whereas right now, we just put in our money into basically someone else's mortgage. So we don't want to stay in this apartment longer than needed. Again, we have grown out of this apartment literally 3 years ago. So this apartment was meant to be for 1 year. We stayed here basically this August would have been 4 years. So we are, besides anything else, we're literally so tight and cramped and we just feel like we can't breathe. And it's been really, really tough, especially working from home, both of us, and living all the time in just one bedroom with basically one lounge, as in the lounge, dining room, office and kitchen is all one room, so it's basically like a studio. So yeah, we want to get out of here as soon as possible. We don't want to rent another apartment in the meantime, because again, it's just wasted money. It was wasted money in the moving of our stuff and time and effort. So yeah, we just want to be as quickly as possible, but because it's our first time buying, we are so scared to rush into it and not make the right decision. So it's a little bit, I don't know, unknown, and just, yeah, it just feels so weird. But yeah, we're very excited for that. We're very excited to see the other properties and trying to make a decision then. But besides that, as I said, if anyone has any tips in any way, shape or form, just comment down below, because we're really, really desperate for that. But yeah, and besides that, everything else has been all right. In terms of training, as I said, I'm doing it maybe, I want to say 3 times a week, and then if I can do it more, I do, but if not, I'm not gonna stress out, because also we don't have a car, so every single time we go do a viewing, we have to walk there, and so that is basically our exercise, and that is counted into our basically energy expenditure. So that's why every time we have a viewing, if we feel too tired that night or that afternoon, then we're just not gonna do it. I really don't know how people do mukbangs or mukbangs, or how you say it, because I'm terrified to speak with my mouth full or to speak with something in my teeth. I honestly don't know how people are so brave to just eat and talk without spitting anything, or just, you know, show the food. I really don't know how people do it. But yeah, I spent the whole morning cleaning the house, which already, where is it? It's a little bit messy because of lunchtime, but more or less everything is cleaned. Yesterday we did almost all the laundry, so we're basically slowly getting into this rhythm of really looking after the house, because as I said, when you have a small space, it gets cramped really easily. As soon as you leave 1 or 2 things out, it looks like it's basically a mess. So we're trying to be good, but today I wanted to just do a really deep cleaning of the bathrooms, of the kitchen, and to just, I don't know, make it as my therapy session, just clean the house with the loud music on. But yeah, that's basically everything I've done today, or at least this morning. And now, yeah, as I said, I'm having some lunch, and then I wanted to do a workout in a bit, but first I wanted to bake some cookies, because I think we deserve them, because we've been really, really good in terms of diet. We've been healthy. We still eat, yeah, pastas. We've done cottage pie yesterday night, which we have some left over for tonight. We're going to do some roast and things like that. So in that sense, we'll be eating good food, but in a healthy way. So no processed food like, I don't know, crisps or like syrups or like, you know, anything like that. We're just trying to keep it basic and as simple as possible, but as good as this. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this because it's been a struggle to talk and eat, and then I will see you in a second in baking the cookies. Okay, so this is arguably a very easy recipe for some protein cookies. I just found it on Google and it was the one with most reviews or higher ratings. I've done quite a few protein cookies recipes like in my life. I don't know how many I've done on my channel, but quite a few. So yeah, this is a new one, so I'm curious to see. And it just needs the typical oats, protein powder, baking soda, salt, and then in terms of wet, it's butter, vanilla extra, egg, sugar, and chocolate chips. So really quick. Like probably most people, I don't have a oat flour, but the recipe allows for that in the sense that it tells you to get 2 cups of oats and just blend them in a blender to make flour. You should make around 20 cookies, and apparently each cookie is 103 calories, if that matters, and it should cook for around 9 minutes at 180 degrees. So I don't know, we shall see how it is. So I'm just gonna get the flour mixture preparation thing. So yeah, just some old-fashioned rolled oats as opposed to the quick ones, because I guess it affects the way that it cooks. I don't know, but it just has to do 2 cups. Yeah, just trying to think what I want to do slightly less because we're only 2 people, but it's all right. 2 cups of oats, which basically is a whole thing. And I've already made a disaster, but thank God I cleaned the counter in advance. So I'm just gonna use the NutriBullet to blend this. So I'm gonna show you because I've done it in the past and it works a treat to make flour. So I'm just gonna pop it here. And literally, sorry for the noise. And I think that's it. Can you tell? It's basically flour. You can do, I mean, a couple of times if you're wanted to make sure this all done. You can just shake it. But yeah, so that's our flour done. So yeah, I'm gonna put more of the dry ingredients here and then here the wet and just combine them, I guess. In terms of protein, I always use like whatever I have for my protein shake. So in this case, I have the Woman's Best ISO whey, which is isolate, which means that it slightly has carbs, but in this case it doesn't matter because we are adding carbs anyway. But yeah, just a normal scoop, and this is chocolate flavor. But I've done it before where I've just used vanilla, especially for protein cookies. It makes it a little bit neutral, but if you don't mind chocolate and chocolate chips, then better for you. It says 30 grams. I think that's around a scoop, but I'm not too sure, so we shall weigh it. So 1 scoop, literally heaped, like full to the brim, is 32 grams of protein. So that's basically it. Then it says 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which I have this problem with American recipes, I guess, where baking soda doesn't exist. We have baking powder or bicarbonate soda. So is it a mixed baking soda? I never know. So because it has the name soda in it, I just use the bicarbonate soda and I just assume that's what it is, but I still don't know, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know, that's what I use usually. And then it says 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which in Italy just means a pinch of salt. I'm not gonna measure 1/4. So yeah, this is all our dry ingredients. So then in a bowl, it says 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter softened. I have spreadable butter, so that I guess that's already softened. Okay, so it's basically melted. I'm gonna pop it here so you can see better. So yeah, this is way better in terms of the butter being a little bit more melted. Then it says 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and as everything, I'm just gonna eyeball it. Then it says 1 egg. And then it says 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. So this more or less. So I'm gonna get a whisk. There you go, it's a little bit more homogeneous, I guess that's the word. I don't know. And now I'm gonna add all the dry. So to me, this seems a little bit like, not liquidy, but not as thick as an actual dough, but it does look like it's something that you can literally scoop. Yeah, like you scoop and then it spreads. So I'm just going to trust the process and just keep going. I'm gonna add now, where is it? The little chocolate chips, and then scoop it into balls in a cookie sheet and just put them in the oven. I don't know, we shall see. I really want to buy those like sheets that are, I think is like silicone that you can reuse instead of keep lining with this, but I still couldn't find it anywhere. Like I've been looking for that quite a while and I have no idea where to find it. Anyhow, I have this ice cream scooper that's a little bit different because instead of like scooping, I don't know how the normal ones eject ice cream, but this one has like this little thing at the bottom. So I reckon it's gonna be a disaster, but I'm gonna try it. If it works or not, I seriously doubt it, but let's see. Oh, it sort of does. Okay, so I'm gonna try spatiate them a little bit because I assume they're gonna really spread out. So it does say that it makes 20, but I think I'm just taking too much batter, so they're just gonna be a little bit more than 100 calories each. I guess they're gonna be doubled. Okay, so this is what we have so far, just 5 and 5. They literally look more like little poos than anything else. But I'm just gonna put a few ones where I can see there's a little bit of a gap, but some of them obviously have a little bit more chocolate chips than others. But yeah, and also they're not obviously in shape like balls, so I have no idea whether when they melt, if they're gonna keep like a cookie-like appearance or not. But we shall see. So I'm just gonna, yeah, just hope for the best. And then it says to put them in for 9 minutes. Put them like that for 9 minutes. Okay, so while that does its thing, I just wanted to show you the exercise I was talking about that were basically a game changer in terms of working out at home. Okay, so hopefully you can see it. So yeah, I was scrolling on TikTok and there was this girl that said, oh, the best exercise I've ever tried. You have to do it, it's a game changer and it's better than like hip thrusts or bridges or anything like that. So I tried doing it a couple of times in my workouts and oh my god. So I'm going to grab a resistance band. Okay, so you grab any resistance band. It doesn't need to be the heaviest you have, just as soon as it's heavy enough, and you can put it either on top of your knees or slightly below it. It doesn't matter. So you go onto a wall and you literally, hopefully you can, I'm gonna put you a little bit lower down against the wall, and then you put your feet on the wall. So obviously I took off my trainers, and then once you put it on the wall, you do the same thing as a normal hip thrust where you go up, and I mean I have a little bit of a hoodie situation here, but yeah, you just have to plant your heels against the wall and you squeeze up, and it really makes you squeeze the glutes, and then you can do a little bit of abduction or simply just go down and up like this. You just go up and I said abduct and down and abduct, and somehow because you have to really plant your feet on the wall and keep it there while you're hip thrusting forward, it just, I don't know, it makes the glute muscles work slightly different. So I don't know if I will ever use it in substitution of, but I will definitely use it together with hip thrust and bridges. So basically whenever I did my leg workouts in the past week or so, I've been doing basically 3 sets, if it makes sense, or supersets, but sort of like 3 pairs, or you know, anything in 3s basically, and repeated that for 4 sets and then pass to the next one. So I've been trying to keep it as simple as possible. So I'm going to show you now exactly what I've done. So I have used my dumbbells. If you don't have anything, you can use either your partner to put a bit of weight on you, or you can use, as I said a million of times, resistance bands, you can use bottles, whatever you have. But basically, I just wanted to show you what I've done without doing the whole workout with you. I just wanted to show you what I've been doing so that I can give you more ideas, and it's a little bit different than what I've done lately, so I just thought to share with you here. I'm just gonna close the door so you don't see all the mess. So with a dumbbell on my hips, basically I do the first 3 sets, or at least what I consider 3 sets. So I just put the little buffet thingy here, but you can do it on the sofa or on a chair. I go into the hip thrust position and I do basically 3 exercises next to each other. So the first exercise is just a regular hip thrust. So with the dumbbell on your hip, you just squeeze forward, just making sure to look forward all the time, to tilt your pelvic forward so that you're really engaging and squeezing with your glutes when you go up, and then you just go down and up, down, very slowly and controlled, like that for around 12 times. So once you've done 12, right, you're gonna stay up at the 12th, and then you're just gonna do pulses still with your dumbbell on top. So you're just gonna do 12 pulses, like making sure that you're not just letting go and just squeeze, but actually you're just releasing very slowly and contracting, and then releasing very slowly and contracting. So 12 pulses like this, and then when you finished the 12 pulse, you're gonna stay, you're not gonna move, you're gonna stay and contract like this, counting to 15 seconds. So when you do this 4 times with the dumbbells, with, I don't know, a jug of milk or whatever you have, or with your partner just in front of you with his hands on your hips, just, you know, almost in a plank position, just putting their weight on you like that, is going to burn in a way that you never felt before. So I really love this exercise, and I found it to be perfect because when you don't have many weights, or you don't have weights at all, what I think is important to do to maintain or even progress in your journey is to increase the time and attention, and to do basically each set to failure. So this exercise, because it's a long one, because you're doing the same movement even though you're changing the range of motion, but you're using the same muscle for an extended period of time, it gives you almost the same burn as if you were doing a hip thrust with heavy weight. So this is one of my favorite exercises ever. So as I said, just 12 hip thrusts, regular ones with a regular range of motion, then 12 pulses, and then on the 12th you stay like this, you look forward and you just keep squeezing all the time for 15 seconds. Just the timer has gone off, so I'm going to show you the cookies and then we can do the next superset. Right, let's see how they are. Ooh, they're breezing a little bit. I think they should be okay. I left them a little bit longer than the recipe says because I basically doubled them in size. So I'm just gonna take one out, one sec. So here they are. They're absolutely huge. And they do look better than I thought they would look. I thought they would be horrendous and weirdly shaped, but they kind of look like cookies and they are kind of round. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm gonna put them in this drying rack here just to make sure that they can dry here, fully and cool down. Sorry, cooling rack, not dry rack. I would say, yeah, if you're better than me at planning and you have a proper scoop, just scoop half because they do expand a lot and the rise. So yeah, it will make huge cookies. Or you can just make, as the recipe said, 20 just normal size, like Maryland's basically. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave them to cool down and then we can do the taste test. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you the other exercises I've been doing lately that I've been loving. Okay, so now I've taken the dumbbells, but you can technically do it with the resistance band. The next thing I do is, first of all, a front squat. So with a front squat like that, and I think if you've seen my video reviewing Sarah's Day 12 abs exercises, you've seen this one, which is really good, not only for your legs, but as well for your abs. So you just put a weight on top of you or a backpack full of books, whatever you have, and you just do 12 normal squats, front squats like this, which is just a normal compound exercise to use. And the only thing I would say, if you want to, you know, make sure that you use more your back side of your legs, so your glutes and your hamstrings, is to really drive up with your heel and squeezing your glutes up. So you just go, and under tension, you just don't have to squeeze forward. As soon as you keep your glutes or the glute muscle contracted, engaged throughout, it's going to be enough. So I'll just keep it here contracted and down and contracted and down, and I do this for 15 times. And then from here I go into sumo deadlift. So especially if you have a backpack, you can do this. You can just hold the weight in front of you, and as you've done for a sumo, so you just put your feet slightly wider. Let's see if you can see me better. And then, like a sumo, you start on the lower position, right? So you have your barbell in front of you at the gym, you would pick it up with your back straight, and then you drive up, and then again you put it down, and drive up, and down like this, and you basically do the same as a sumo deadlift, just with whatever you have available with you. And like this one, I tend to do 15, but sometimes I just stop at 12, but definitely more than 10. So yeah, as I said, first of all 15 front squats, then straight away you put it down, you go into position, and you do 12 to 15 sumo deadlift. And then when you're done, the third exercise, because this is another 3 set that I love to do, is single Romanian deadlift. So you basically just pick up the weight, put one foot slightly backwards so that you can just work on this one. This is just more for balance. And you just do deadlifts like this. And you can do 12 on one side, and then you switch up, again, the feet to balance on the back, and do 12 more. And because these are quite a lot of exercises, but if you do them back to back with a normal mid-range, you end up at the end of the first 3 sets completely destroyed. And then you have to take a rest, and then you do the 3 set for 4 more times. So it's honestly the way that I can get through workouts without necessarily taking as long as before, being a little bit more difficult and challenging, because if you take time to, you know, recover between each exercise, individual exercise, at the end, at least for me, I end up watching TV, scrolling on my phone, going in the fridge to have a snack. Like, I get distracted so easily, and it drags it so long that at the end I don't even finish my workout. So this way, if I have to do 3 exercises back to back, then take a rest and then repeat for a total of 4 times, then that makes it way more likely for me to do the whole thing way quicker, so I can just move on and have a shower and do whatever I need to do, and a little bit more fun. So yeah, so this is usually the other 3 sets I do. It doesn't matter what I do first, in the sense that if that day I want to work more on my hip thrust, as if I was going to do the gym, I would do the first 3 sets that I showed you first. If otherwise I want to work more on my hamstrings and on my squat form, whatever, then I will do this one that I showed you first, and then the next one. It doesn't matter, I just like to switch that way. And then for the third set of exercises, what I like to do is alternating. One day I do some Bulgarian split squats, and then the other day I do some lunges. So in terms of lunges, everyone knows you just go into place, and I like to do backward lunges. So you just go down with the weight and you alternate, and you go down again, just switching the weight to the other hand. If you want to do some Bulgarian split squats, I like to use the chair or this buffet, and I just keep it against the sofa because it doesn't move too much. And basically you can either use both ways, both sides, but to be honest, I'm not comfortable with my balance. I don't know why, but I just prefer to do one weight at a time and just switch when I have to switch to the other leg. So same as always, you just put your foot up. I like to have my other arm on my hip, and you just do Bulgarian split squats like this, and you just do, I want to say, yeah, 15 each side, just because it's going to be a superset as opposed to a 3 set, so it's fine to do a little bit more. So you can do as many as you can. I cannot do more than 15 per side, because otherwise my knee starts like getting really hot and it hurts, so I don't do more than that. And then this exercise I superset it with the one I just showed you on the wall. So I just grab a resistance band, go on the wall, and you just do as many as you can. I'll just almost use it as a finisher, and honestly, best exercise ever. And I like to combine it with the single leg, either Bulgarian split squat or lounge, just so you just balances a little bit more. But yeah, so this is what literally my leg day consists of, and what makes it a little bit more fun and entertaining than usual. So yeah, so that's what's been going on lately, and I've been loving it, and it has made me feel so much better than either not doing it, or, as I said, just trying to do a whole thing and then never finishing it. So yeah, it has really helped me, so I hope it helps you in any way. But I think like everything, if you have a few exercises that you really like, you can definitely start playing with them. So you can try different combinations, you can try different pairings, you can do literally every single exercise after the other, like a circuit, and repeat, whatever it makes you feel a little bit more, you know, wanting to do it and a little bit more excited. I think that's what you should do. But yeah, so besides that, these are basically, I don't want to make them fall down, but basically they're cooled down now. So I wanted to do a little taste test because also my fiance is back and he's literally there wanting the cookies so badly. So I'm going to be quick for his sake. Oh, I'm just gonna give him one. Do you want one? You good? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna open one in front of you. Oopsie. But can you see properly? Yeah, it looks good. It looks cooked through, which is good. Okay, I did not expect that. It's actually really good. It's better than all the other protein cookies I've done so far, isn't it? I can definitely add one more scoop of protein to make it more proteiny.
Nice and crispy on the
But yeah, they're nice and crispy on the outside. And really, really sweet. Oh yes, I'm so glad we did it. They're really good. Okay, the problem now is gonna finish them all. Yeah, I think what's gonna happen is that we're gonna have a coffee and I'm gonna finish my other half of these cookies because they're absolutely awesome. So I'm going to make sure to put the recipe in the description box below. But as you saw, if you substitute the butter for whatever olive oil spread we have, they're still really good. So you can use whatever you have in the fridge and it's gonna make it work, because honestly there is a very low chance of messing this up as it's really, really quick and easy, and you just put them in the oven for 10 minutes. These ones, I put them in the oven for exactly 12 minutes because, as I said, they're slightly bigger than they were meant to, so I assumed I had to put them for longer. So these ones in particular, if you want to make big ones, so 10 big ones as opposed to 20 small ones, I would recommend putting it in the oven for 12 minutes instead of 9. Otherwise 9 should be more than fine. So yeah, 100% recommend this recipe, and they're so good. And if you can add even a little bit more protein than the recipe gives you, then I think it's even better. But yeah, so really quick, I want to try upload this video by 5 p.m. It's currently 2:30 p.m. today, so I got a lot of work to do, a lot of editing, and trying to upload it as quick as possible. But yeah, I hope you like this video. I know it's a little bit weird, but I just wanted to vlog today and just chat and just show you different things between the cookies and the exercises as opposed to just doing a normal workout video. I just thought that this way would be a little bit more digestible and entertaining. So I really hope you liked it, and if you did, then please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And yeah, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Ciao!